Hi class, it's me, Mackenzie. My goal today is to inform you why I think Steve Buscemi is a hero. In order to do that, I'm going to tell you about his life chronologically. Anybody who has seen an Adam Sandler movie has probably seen a tall, skinny guy with a crooked smile as his frequent co-star. That man is Steve Buscemi. But even if you haven't seen him in an Adam Sandler movie, you've probably seen him in one of his other big roles, such as Fargo, The Big Lebowski, or even Reservoir Dogs. I've seen many of his movies, and due to this assignment, I've been able to read many articles about him. Steve is more than just an actor, though. He's a hero. In order to fully appreciate this man, though, you have to know about his days as an actor, a firefighter, and how 9/11 affected him. While we all know Steve Buscemi as a Hollywood actor, he didn't start there. Steve grew up in Brooklyn in a house full of fighting. To ease the tension, Buscemi turned to comedy. According to an article in The New Yorker, Steve Buscemi's father was his biggest supporter. He performed for his family a lot and was in his father's home movies as one of the star roles. His dad, being the supportive parent that he was, decided to send Steve to the Lee Strasberg Institute in 1977 so that he could study acting as a career. He started with stand-up comedy around the area, performing in local clubs with different stand-up groups, and then he started acting in movies and shows. While acting was fun, Steve felt that he had a duty to his city that his father had embedded in him, so he joined the fire department in Little Italy. His father was a sanitation worker, so he knew that it was something that he needed to do. In 1980, he joined Engine Company 55, and in Time magazine, Steve says, while he felt that he was in a brotherhood, he kept his acting secret for as long as possible. He thought that it was embarrassing to be an actor as far as all of his other firefighters went. Even though they were brothers, he was kind of nervous that they were going to make fun of him for being a probie, as he said it. Basically, I think that means a sissy girl. Anyways, his company supported him, but after 4 years, when acting became too much to handle on top of being a firefighter, he took a leave of absence, but he intended to return. 17 years later, 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center in New York, and Steve knew that it was time to return to Engine 55. After several calls and no answers, Steve decided to hitch a ride and grab his old gear and headed down to the absolute hell that was Ground Zero. In Time magazine, Steve was quoted saying, "Instead of water going up, it was a rubble coming down. Once in a while a body bag was passed, though none weighed much at all. That was disturbing. And the dust? It was more of a nuisance. Pulverized concrete and who knows what that clogged a face mask so fast you worked better with that one. Somebody'd say, this is probably going to kill us in 20 years. And it didn't take 20 years. Many of the firefighters that were involved are now living with health issues and PTSD, Steve especially. He didn't suffer from the health issues per se, but most firefighters started almost immediately, and others around him had lung problems from the carcinogens in the debris. Breathing it in and having to work around it without a mask, it just left their lungs in ruins. They would cough and everybody would just act like it was nothing, but they all knew that it was leading to something worse. PTSD, according to the New York Post. Buscemi suffered from depression and anxiety, and still to this day, at 63 years old, he can picture it all perfectly. By this time in his life, Steve was making enough money that he didn't have to go to Ground Zero to serve. He felt that in his heart it was calling to him and that he needed to be there because he's a true hero. While he may have started as just a funny little boy in Brooklyn, this man blossomed into a hero for many. Next time you see one of his movies on your screen, I hope that you look at him with different eyes and a greater appreciation because Steve Buscemi is a hero.